Hello students, through this video I will explain you the poem Aunt Jennifer's Tigers, composed by Adrienne Cecil Rich. Rich was born in the year 1929 in Baltimore, Maryland, USA and lived till 2012. She is an American poet, essayist and feminist and is one of the most widely read and influenced poets of the second half of the 20th century. She talks about a woman's experiences in her married life. She has even tried to explore the inner feelings of a woman who is living under the dominance of men. So, with this introduction, let us have an insight into the poem. Now, the first stanza. Aunt Jennifer's tigers prance across a screen, bright topaz denizens of a world of green. They do not fear the men beneath the tree, they pace in sleek chivalric certainty. The poet is describing a lady whom she addresses as Aunt Jennifer. She says that Aunt Jennifer is doing embroidery on a piece of cloth which could be a tablecloth or a wall hanging. She has designed it with beautiful tigers which are running fearlessly in the green forest. She has described the beauty by comparing them with the precious yellow stone known as topaz. She says that they appear bright yellow in the green backdrop of the forest. They are fearless and they are not affected by the presence of men. Here, we can sense the contrast of behavior between the tigers and Aunt. Though the tigers designed by her are fearless, but she herself is afraid of her husband. Further, the poet says that the tigers are proud and fearless citizens of the forest. They are very shiny and elegant. Now the second stanza. Aunt Jennifer's fingers fluttering through her wool find even the ivory needle hard to pull. The massive weight of Uncle's wedding band sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hand. Here, the poet describes the fear of Aunt Jennifer towards her husband. She says that while she is doing embroidery, her fingers are quivering with fear of her husband. Her husband doesn't approve of her hobby of embroidery. Therefore, she trembles while she is embroidering the piece of cloth. It has become difficult for her to pull her needle up and down. Then she describes the wedding ring which was given by uncle to Aunt Jennifer on her wedding day. She says that it is a kind of burden for her to wear this ring. She has been tortured by her husband so much that the wedding ring which could have been a beautiful gift for her seems like a burden to her. She has faced so many difficulties in her married life that the little ring is described as a heavy band on her trembling fingers. This means that the ring is associated with some bad experiences in the form of torture she has faced because of her husband's dominating behavior. And now, the last stanza. When Aunt is dead, her terrified hands will lie, still ringed with ordeals she was mastered by. The tigers in the panel that she made will go on prancing proud and unafraid. The poet says that one can easily sense Aunt's desire for freedom and fearlessness through her design of tigers. Further, she says that it is not possible for Aunt to achieve this freedom during her lifetime. She will attain it only after her death. But here also, the irony of her life is that still she will be tied up with shackles in the form of her husband's wedding ring. The ring was the sole proof of tortures which she had faced from her husband. On the other hand, there are the tigers designed by Aunt Jennifer, which will always depict her desires of the poem. The tigers are personified throughout the poem when they are described as being proud, confident, and unafraid of men. The poetess also used metaphor in the first stanza in comparing the tigers as bright topaz denizens. That is, to rephrase the poem a bit, that the tigers are bright crystalline animals that prance around their world of green. Another poetic device which is used in the poem in the second and third stanzas is alliteration, that is, fingers fluttering in the second stanza and prancing proud in the third stanza are both alliterations because they both are starting with the same consonant sound. With this explanation, we have come to the end of this poem.